It is your post-match pint after Liverpool got beat 3-0 by Barcelona in the new camp. Steve Graves, Rob Gutman.
No, Neil, no. Say don't so.
We are where we are. It is one hell of a blow. Liverpool found themselves getting beaten by 3-0. The worst part of me, Steve Graves, the worst part of who I am, the worst part of my essence is I think we can get something from the second leg. And I'm almost certainly wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong or tell me why I'm right.
I don't think you're wrong. I think you're right because Liverpool look so much the better side for so much of that game. I think you're wrong because Barcelona have Messi and just below that Suarez, who are so capable of executing and taking a chance that you feel that it's not that I don't think we can score 3 at Anfield, because I think we can. It's that I think they can probably score 2, and I think that's the.
At that point, you've got to score 6.
Yeah, well, maybe we can score 6. It's hard. It's hard right now to go. There's something there, but I think there is something there. The problem is that maybe there's something there is for next season, and you look at the whole game and you just feel like if we had some space to run into, something else now to go on to win, maybe they could create a cup competition for us to play in a final of. Maybe that's the FA Cup. Maybe that's the FA Cup that we could have.
There should be a third trophy that we win, so they all fuck off.
It's really, really hard at the minute to look at, to stare down the barrel of that game on Saturday. And that game on Saturday
Against Newcastle.
I think that team are facing one of the toughest challenges that anyone can face, which is to do something really, really hard in the face of maybe it all meaning nothing, and maybe this whole season meaning fundamentally nothing other than it's a step towards something else that we're going to do next. And the thing that we're going to do next is going to be glorious, because if you look at that football team, look at that game of football we watched tonight, it is of the highest level, the highest quality.
It is the finest game you could conceive of.
Compared to the semi-final last night, where Ajax played very, very well for 35 minutes and then pretty much eased off. Spurs worked them out. Of the two semi-finals, you saw all of the quality in that semi-final tonight, and a little bit of fortune, a little bit of misfortune on Liverpool's part, and a huge amount of quality on Barcelona's part have made the difference. And all of that can tip, all of that can turn, and Liverpool can turn this around. But it's going to be incredibly hard. It's going to be a massive night at Anfield, and it needs a massive night at Newcastle
before Steve, I bring Rob Gutman in because I want the people who've downloaded our app to not have to hate themselves for a few minutes. I'm going to come back to you for one brief second. And I think I'm going to come back to you with is the fact that, in a really weird way, watching it, on the balance of play tonight, I thought Liverpool were a better team. Yeah. But there's a flip side of that, where there's been games this season where if you were the opposition in Liverpool's shoes tonight, you'd come out feeling like we were the better team, but you'd go away and you'd say they were better than us in both boxes, and that's maybe what you've seen.
No, that's true, and Liverpool at times have. There's probably 6 or 7 games at least, if not more, maybe away games where Liverpool have just been decisive in both boxes, which is a thing that makes you think that what goes around comes around, and you come up against a side that maybe is a level above you, and that's what you see. And it's also the thing that gives you hope is that Liverpool are decisive in both boxes. They just weren't tonight, and it's something that Liverpool can resolve and can get right. I think the massive concern is that you're never safe. In the madness of it, Fabinho, he's entitled to take that booking. He's entitled to think that's okay. He's not going to score from there, because we all thought he's not going to score.
We'll do that in a minute about how brilliant he is.
We'll do it throughout, I think. But I think that Liverpool are entitled to feel that they've still got a chance in this game, in this tie. But as I say, I think they've really got to perform on Saturday and go from there.
Darling, I love you. Let's start from that position and we'll move on from there.
That's a band from the 80s.
It is indeed. It hurts so much.
It hurts. Where to start? I almost feel we've been FIFA'd. Do you know what I mean? I thought we were the better team. All our approach play, all our engineering, all of our getting in behind, all of our pressing, all of the quality of our defending. In every third of the pitch, we were the better team. And then they did those mad things that are TV highlights. And that Real Madrid feel that they did to us in the final. And I don't like to feel that we don't have the players who can do that, because I think there's a highlights reel in a parallel universe where...
Well, we've seen it in the past. We've seen it in the very recent past.
Yeah. I mean, Messi's goal's ridiculous. 2-0 we're in there, and then he does that goal. When Suarez hits the bar, it can, the law of physics, it can deflect off that bar in a myriad different ways. It deflects into Lionel Messi's path.
The greatest footballer ever to play the game.
Yeah, not into a load of bombs path, into Lionel fucking Messi. So Lionel Messi can go, I'm Lionel Messi for the night. It's like it's scripted. And it's really, really harsh. And you hope there's a place in the future, not just in the parallel universe, where it goes for us. I have to say, I think we're out of the European Cup. I think we could be heroic at Anfield and we could win. Any kind of win at Anfield, be it 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2 against Barcelona will be heroic, but it will not be 3-0. And it will not be 3-0 and a win on penalties. The chances of that happening are
infinitesimal.
Yeah, and I get on planes terrified, but thinking the chances of me going down are small. The chances of Liverpool pulling this round are very, very small. There's more chance that Leicester do us a solid in the league. So let's go back to that one. The good.
I'll go back to that one.
Yeah, do you know what? We're yin-yanging between League and European Cup. And that is a testament where we've been. We're going to empty this season out with fuck all. That's the likelihood in all probability terms. And I think we have to be at peace with that. I think we have to be at peace with the fact that it's been incredible. I think we have to be at peace with the fact that it took a 98-point team to see us off in the league. It took the mighty Barcelona to stop us in the European Cup. And we go again. And let's see what they bring to us next season.
Darling, I love you. Let's go over to Barcelona right now to get our first insert. It's only our first one. There's another one to come.
We're in New Camp. Liverpool have lost, which is an unusual feeling. Lost 3-0. I'm not quite sure how it happened, to be honest with you. I thought Liverpool played well. Barcelona took the chances, fair play, and it's a bit gutting. It's not a feeling we're used to, losing. I've put forward. The lads did well, they worked hard, they created chances, didn't quite take them, Barca took theirs. 3-0. I don't know what's going to happen in Anfield now, I don't know if we're still in it. That's one for another day, but really disappointing. But Carver agrees. Team tried the best. Messi's quite good at football. Don't know what else to say, to be honest with you. Go to the ball. Power down.
Back with Rob. I've got no idea who said what, where, or when there. That's the way these things happen. They are fast and loose. Rob, the free kick it's astonishing. We've got to see it back in the way that they haven't in the ground. We've got to see it back over and over again. And every single time you try to think that somebody else maybe could do a little bit better, the fact of the matter is that that's the best player in the world, the best player who's ever played the game, doing the business in a way that no one can cope with.
Yes, he's got to count for something. I actually think we contained him superbly. He does very, very little in the entire football match.
How much for that's now counterproductive because he does that? Do you know what I mean? Like that's bullshit. Obviously it's bullshit, but we kept him quiet, we looked after him, and then he steps up and does that.
If you're a manager, tactically goes, how do you deal with Messi, the best footballer in the world, who can dribble around 8 people, make you look shit? All that, who can cut past 3 players, open you up and slide rule past someone in. How do you deal with a footballer like that? We dealt with a footballer like that. He scores a goal from an improbable rebound. He scores a goal because he is technically perfect from a free kick. Everything else to do with Messi we did right. Klopp and his team will look at themselves and go, what more do we do? That makes it sound like, that makes it sound like we are powerless in his path. But I think we generally are, in our general approach play, we're unlucky. Salah should score an obvious goal. We are the controlling force. There are moments we could score. I think VAR should give us a fucking penalty in the first half. But it is what it is.
Steve is a man who loves a number 10, who lives for a number 10. It's astonishing to see what he does. I mean, I'm going to talk to you in a minute about Suarez. About what it is to be on the receiving end of Suarez. But to be on the receiving end of Messi, though, is I mean, it's almost like it's oddly like a blessing, and there'll be people watching right now be furious about that you'd phrase that way. But it's something so spectacular what he does. He is truly the greatest player you could conceive of.
Yeah, it's hard to even. It's the fact that he's 31. You know, that there's no logic to it. You know, there's a couple of times when he gets the ball and you think, God, he's going to terrorise us here, and he just slows it down, and he almost. Whereas we've got used, you know, we see players who have the pace to burst through. Some of that's not quite there anymore, but he's just developed other things. And I mean that free kick, that's not even if you watch Messi come through, that wasn't a thing that you'd even have thought that he was going to be able to do, and somehow he through his career has developed that ability, and Suarez did that with Liverpool, you know, just suddenly became able to just score whatever the opportunity was, and if a free kick was the opportunity, then that was what he'd take, and it's remarkable, you know, we've lived among the greatest that's ever been. It feels like he's going to outlast us. He's going to outlast everyone as well. It's absolutely magnificent, and we're going to enjoy watching him on Tuesday. And I think that, you know, it's going to be hard because we're going to enjoy watching a football of that quality come to Anfield, and it would have been really good to enjoy him when the game felt live. It will only feel live when Liverpool score 2 goals early on, and Liverpool can score 2 goals early on. If we're going to say Liverpool aren't capable of doing that, then that's nonsense.
That's absolutely nonsense.
We've seen Liverpool do time and time again. Now that might mean that Liverpool win the game 3-2. That's perfectly possible. It might mean it finishes 2-2 or whatever. But Liverpool can make that game feel live at Anfield, and that's the first thing that they need to do. It's the first thing that the manager will tell them that they need to do is to create that kind of bridgehead. And look at maybe 25 to 30 minutes and go, can we be 2-0 up? Can we be 2-0 up against this side? And of course we can. You've looked at that game and you've thought, of course we can do that.
Pricks.
Yes, absolutely. And with our best centre forward to come back, to not have Wijnaldum playing number 9, to have Firmino playing number 9, and to have our best right back come back into the team. And okay, so he gets disrupted because Keita isn't able to complete the game. So who knows what his plan for the game would have been if Keita's fit. It looks like he might not be. You know, when you look at the way he comes off the pitch.
Yeah.
It feels like maybe he's not going to be there for Tuesday. He's not going to be there for Saturday either.
Before I go back to Rob, Steve, just on that, he's committed there heavily to Keita, I think, today.
Yeah, massively.
And I think Keita was a big deal for him, and I think it was quite the blow when Keita goes off. It's fascinating the way he uses Wijnaldum as the falsest of false nines, but it's the idea that Wijnaldum's doing is running for him for 60 minutes, and it's only the way the game goes that it becomes different.
I mean, we've seen it a few times with Klopp where you can completely understand the game plan, and sometimes the game plan gets blown away by something that happens.
By events.
The thing that, you know, the events are that crazy sort of melee that results in Suarez hitting the bar and it landing on Messi's chest, and then Fabinho takes a yellow when you think you should be entitled to take a yellow, and Messi puts it in the top corner. And okay, you know, that's the level we're living at. That's the quality we are living with right now. It's a testament to us that that's the quality we are living with. It's really hard to deal with, but ultimately we've got the quality to make them feel that next time. So we come out on Tuesday. I mean, why would we go into it thinking that this is finished? It's not finished. We can do this. It's just going to take a huge amount of quality and a huge amount of effort. And Liverpool has shown all of that quality on all of that effort.
No, over to Rob.
I hate to be the guy to say this.
You say this.
It's finished. The tie.
Of course the odds are that it's finished.
No.
Of course they are.
Steve, it's over. The tie is over, and we have a ghost of a chance.
Well, then it's not over. A ghost of a chance isn't a ghost of a chance.
Newcastle, God willing, we have a ghost of a chance in the league. Here's what I do. I go for my strongest team at Newcastle, and I weaken my team at home to Barcelona, so that, God willing, City drop points or show fragility against Leicester, so that on the last day of the league season, because this European Cup tie is
you'll know that.
Horribly unfair as it is, it's over. This team, Barcelona, are far too good to be beaten 3-0 by us at Anfield. They will not be beaten by us at Anfield. It doesn't happen.
We're going to
if I'm wrong, wipe my face in it. It's not going to happen.
I can't wait to wipe Rob Gutman's face in whatever I feel like. Let's get back over to the Camp Nou. So Rob, you're desperate I'd say, to wipe our faces in it. You want to walk through the entire end of the
I'm
year.
playing the under 20 fucking threes in the second leg. I virtually am. It depends what happens over the weekend. No, look, in all seriousness, it depends what happens in the second, in the course of the weekend. We're yin-yanging between two improbable triumphs here. And I'm just going to play the percentages. If we're in it after the weekend...
Do you know what I'm saying though, Rob?
What?
My highly driven professional footballers who've just tested themselves against Barcelona are walking back and they're going, we're better than them. And we will...
I'm not picking the cunts.
We will so this is where this gets dead interesting, is that they're looking you in the eye and they're saying, we can do this, gaffer. And you're the gaffer and they're saying, we can do this, gaffer. Back us to the hill,
Well,
gaffer.
let me bounce this back at you. Depends what happens at St James's Park and happens at the Etihad, right?
So this is where it now comes into it. You're saying to them, you go to, and I'm not going to give you scenarios, but you say you go to St James's Park, they want to get picked, and then your best professional footballers want to get picked at Anfield, and the reason why is they say we will beat these at St James's Park, and we will beat these at Anfield, and we'll see what the amount is, but we will be 2-0 up on 60. 2-0 up on 60, son.
I'll make this very binary. We win at Newcastle and City failed to win at Leicester, get home to Leicester, and all those lads agree to not play against Barcelona.
No chance.
That's
no chance.
No chance.
It's 5 days for a start. It's Tuesday to Sunday.
Steve Graves.
It's nonsense. I mean,
it's not nonsense.
What you're gonna sit them out?
You're
and
3
you're gonna
points
play
away from the
Moreno
league title. 3 points away from the league title.
Yeah, and we'll be more likely to beat
It's
Wolves.
not going to happen, by the way.
Steve Graves still.
If we have to beat Wolves to win the league, we're not going to beat Wolves by sending everyone off for a holiday for a week, and then we're gonna.
Yeah, we might.
Well, okay. I'd rather us beat Barcelona 2-0 and then go into Wolves, bounce into Wolves.
I'd rather we lose at home to Barcelona and beat Wolves.
Well, obviously,
of course you would.
Yeah, of course. I'd rather win
That
one
was
of the two trophies.
The ultra trade-off, and we got the trophy.
As it stands, the thing that's in our hands is to beat Barcelona on Tuesday.
It's not in our hands. We're out.
Of course, it's in our hands.
We're out.
Well, no, we literally can't. We can't run onto the pitch against Leicester and Man City and put the ball in Man City's goal. So what we can do is to win 3-0 against Barcelona and take us to extra time at least, which we did against Manchester City last season, and no one said we could, and we did do that. So we can do it. It's not impossible. It's unfeasible. It's unlikely. We are behind the 8 ball. It's really hard.
5% chance.
5% chance. I'll take a 5% chance because that's better.
5% chance in our hands.
Yeah, of course it's in our hands.
I agree.
It's in our hands. It's in all I've said is it's in our hands to be 2-0 up after 25, and you said after 60, after 70, and that's perfectly right too. But it's absolutely in our hands to be 2-0 up after 25.
We're a magnificent
because we've seen it happen time and time again. We are a magnificent team, Rob, so why would you not back a magnificent team to be 2-0 up after 20 minutes, after 25 minutes, after 30 minutes? To go in at half-time 2-0 up and to put some questions into Barcelona's minds.
I'm very, very...
Which is fine. And maybe put it into Manchester City's mind.
Let them keep
because
going.
We're talking about Leicester City and then we're
we're
discounting the fact that they might drop points against Brighton, because they might drop points against Brighton as well. But ultimately, if we what you want to play what Mignolet in goal and Moreno at left back against Barcelona, and then go to Wolves and see what happens. Come on.
This is that movie with that Roman guy.
If anything else, we go down fighting.
And you're in the Elysian fields.
This Liverpool team is going to finish on 97 points. And what a football team it's been.
What a football... that I won't deny.
And what a football team it's got. And if anything else, it's going to sprint into next season. I've said it before. It's going to sprint into next season.
But we're a Liverpool
with a
team.
rolling start against the side of who are over 30, have done what they've done this season. Well done to them. But we will sprint into next season. And sprint by next season does not involve picking the kids against Barcelona on Tuesday night.
You go against Barcelona to pick, you pick your best team and you fucking back them to the hills. They're your heroes.
All these things apply to a degree. But the truth is, we will end up this season, as it stands now, trophyless.
Of course,
but we're a magnificent football team and a lucky football team. Arsene Wenger said we're all but cursed. I'd hope that's not the case, because I would invoke all manner of metaphysical questions, which I don't want to
in taking the long view, we're not cursed because we win the league next season. There's no curse about it.
I agree with that, Steve.
It's not all. The world doesn't end on May the 12th.
Yeah, but let's not pretend we're
Fine.
going to win trophies this season because I think it's very unlikely now. And I'm sad about that, but it is what it is.
Good football teams do their best to win them.
I agree.
It's been your post-match pint. I've had Steve Graves, I've had Rob Gutman, and I'll tell you this, I'm not going to fuck about. I'm not going to mess about. This is why Steve Graves is the man for me. See you very soon.
Fuck off.